What is up, guys? Welcome, welcome. We got 56 people waiting already. Before we start off this live stream, I want to apologize to the Russian guy that I may have had some choice words with earlier today, saying some bad things about America and the cowboy way, and I let him have it. So you apologize, my Russian friend. Guys, we're gonna get started here in a second. We got a lot of people. Oh, 153 people. Okay, cool. Well, let's just get started here, guys. Bullion Bouncer asks what I missed. You didn't miss much, man. We're getting started here. Lance Potts, BS Squared. Guys, all of you that are fans of homesteading channels, all of you guys that are fans of off-grid channels, know that there's a bunch of stuff that we deal with that pertain to laws, that pertain to ways of life, that pertain to maybe what we feel strongly about in our heart. Maybe not so much laws of man versus laws of God, laws of nature. We're going to talk about it. All right, guys. So basically what happened today was we got a letter in the mail today. We got this today. I saw someone was saying that it was dated a month ago. It was dated a month ago. We got it today. This letter says that we had an alleged building violation and a failure to obtain a building location permit. Guys, when I got this letter, I was pretty pissed off. I was pissed off for a couple of reasons. One, when you come out to my property, you have to come down a private road to even get here, which means you have to be invited here or be welcome on that road, or you're trespassing, which is a crime. And when you drive through our property, you can't see anything going on our property. So to be accused of building something, I was a little pissed off that maybe someone was trespassing on our property to gather information, which of course you guys know trespassers are not welcome here. Many of you have seen the trespassing video, currently at 1.4 million views. We do not take kindly to trespassers. So I got pissed off. I called the Bonner County Planning Department, protecting property rights and enhancing property values since 1907. I called the department and I wanted to know, first I let them know that this was issued in May 20th, 2019. On the letter it says I have until June 3rd to answer it, or they will send it off to the Bonner County prosecuting attorney. So guys, like any government paper, any government issue, there's going to be the what they want, and then there's going to be the threat. There's going to be the threat of what's going to happen to you if you don't comply. So you know it's there. Call us back, contact us, or we're sending you to the attorney, and we're going to threaten you with obviously monetary fines and of course imprisonment, jail time, right? So let's get down to the crime at hand, guys. I called and talked to him and I said, I want to know what it is, because this says alleged building violation, which means obviously they don't have concrete information, hard proof that I'm violating anything. So I wanted to know. I said, what is this paper about? And they said, oh, well, I'll forward you to the people to get started on your process. And I said, no, you didn't answer my question. I want to know why it is I was sent this, and then how the information came about that I may or may not have been violating any laws whatsoever. And she said, oh, well, I'm not sure. Let me transfer you to so-and-so. So she transfers me to so-and-so. And the girl says, well, I don't know how it came about. Well, we can get you started on your paperwork. And I said, no, I want to know if somebody illegally trespassed on my property, committing a crime in the attempt to discover a crime. Now, guys, not getting a permit is a misdemeanor. It's some pretty small stuff, really. Violating someone's rights, conducting a warrantless search by public officials is a much bigger issue. That's a civil rights violation. So I was pretty upset, and of course they can't answer questions of the guy to contact him, the guy who allegedly had seen what he saw. And so she wouldn't give me his number, so I had to sit around for a while and wait for the big boss to call. The big boss never called me. The other guy did call me, and he was very cool. He was very professional. He was a really nice guy. He actually let me know that he's aware of the channel. He's a fan of the channel. He watches the channel. When it came across his desk and he figured out who it was he's about to talk to, he didn't want to do it, but you know, he's got a job to do. So, you know, I can respect that. The guy was extremely professional, actually, and the way he dealt with me was good. The way he acted, the way he came at me was very good. There was no threatening manner. Good guy. But I asked him, I said, well, what is it that I'm being accused of? And he said, well, you've got some stuff built out there that you didn't get a permit for. And I said, well, how would you know that? And he said, well, I watch your YouTube channel, so I know it. And I'm like, so this is your complaint? And he said, no, one of your subscribers, someone that watches your channel, turned you in. And I just thought, man, somebody who watches our channel, who watches what we do, decided to turn us in. Someone who sees what we do out here, you know, all the stuff that we show you guys, all the stuff that we try to teach, you know, and you guys can see out here, we're not bothering anybody. We don't negatively affect anyone's life. We always try to treat everybody great. And someone sought out what we do to negatively affect us. And they don't know the ramifications of what this is going to be. Obviously, they're trying to financially hurt my family. You know, they know that this is going to cost me money. The guy was aware, whoever it was, supplied him with the information, the fact that we built this house, the tiny house, on HGTV. So they have the footage of knowing what it looks like. They know what the inside is. They know everything they need to know. They just need the permit. They can't necessarily prove that we inhabit it. You guys have never seen footage of us actually inhabiting the house, but I'm not out here to lie about what we did. I actually didn't get a permit for it because I was under the impression that because it was a movable structure and under a certain size, I didn't need a permit because it's not a fixed building. It would be, you know, something akin to a trailer or an RV, you know, something movable. Guys, I'm sorry I'm not reading your comments right now, but I'll get to you here in a second. So someone, Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer with a $20 super chat, guys. I really appreciate that. That's big. That's big to me, guys. That's a big symbol right there. The fact that Josh just threw me 20 bucks kind of goes to show what it is that this person's trying to take down. You know, they're trying to affect me. They're trying to affect my family financially. They want to take from us in some way. You know, and they're going to do it. We do need to go and get a permit for this thing. I don't plan on fighting it. It's not like, oh dang, I got caught and now I gotta pay the piper. That's not what it's about. I just didn't know that building needed it. We've built before. We got a permit, and based off of the information we had on the last building at the last homestead, we got the permit, and what we thought we knew, we were good on this place, and I guess we just weren't good on this place yet, or we weren't good. We needed a permit. So we're going to be getting a permit. Guys, we're so far outside of the county. We're so far outside of the city. We're almost out of Bonner County completely. And this doesn't affect the city, and it shouldn't affect anything about them. You know, so this was, and they would have never come out this way. They would have never come out into the woods to bother us. unless someone intentionally tried to hurt us and take from us. And it's not a big deal, guys. We're going to pay for the permit. And I see all of these rolling in, and I really appreciate it. Property tax, guys, we pay our property tax. We pay our dues out here. You know, we don't even, our property tax goes to fund schools. We homeschool our kids. So we're paying for other people's kids to go to school in a system that we so much didn't believe in that we pulled our kids out of it. We're paying for that. It's ridiculous, you know. Building permits to me are just there's an extortion. You know, I worked hard. Shelby and I worked hard to buy this land, and we shouldn't have to ask for permission to do anything on it, to build anything on it. We shouldn't be permitted to be allowed to build on this property or do anything at all. So it pisses me off on a fundamental level, guys. Just at heart, you know, we're human beings inhabiting this world, and we do have to comply with a lot of what is going on. But to be forced to pay for land that you've already paid for and will forever pay for, and your family will pay for, and you'll continue to pay taxes on, it's all extortion, guys. It's extortion, and all of this stuff is based off of one person who's trying to do this to my family for whatever reason that they want to do it. And I'm going to explain a couple things to you guys. The way Shelby and I operate is we don't mess with certain people. We don't invite people into our lives that are just absolute cowards. We don't invite people into our lives that are shitty people. We don't have them around us because we don't like it. We don't like negative people around us. You know, negative people just, they suck the life. And so we've just decided not a single person. If you complain, if you go off about just negativity and stuff, we won't even have you around. So I don't know what it's like to deal with a person like this, a person that would go out of their way to try and cause this to happen for a family. So to kind of get back to the permit, guys, the permit is not the biggest issue. The problem is going to be that I know that this won't end. And I'm going to tell you guys why. This permit might be a couple $100 tops. There might be a fine. There shouldn't be a fine, but there might be a fine. Okay. The maximum punishment on this thing is 6 months in jail, county jail, and up to $1,000 fine. This is not the crime of a century. It's not even that big of a deal. But it's not going to stop here, because the person who watches this, the person who sees that this isn't going to stop us, the person who sees that this isn't going to really even bother me past today, when that person sees that, they're going to continue. Guys, this channel's not going anywhere. We're not going to stop from showing you guys what we're showing you. And this stuff right here coming up the screen, guys, all of these super chats, you guys who are right now grabbing money out of your pocket, taking away from your lives and your family to donate to us, is exactly why we have brought this channel to you guys. This is exactly why we share with people, because scumbags who try to negatively affect people are so small and so minute and so minor in this world, and there's so many good people in this world, and that's who we do this channel for. And this coward that's just hiding, that's just peeking out from their cave, they're in their little dark shadow, and they're miserable with themselves, and they hate themselves to the core, and they see what we're doing out here, and they see the positivity, they see this channel growing, they see all the great people on this channel who have nothing but great things to say. They see that we're sharing with you guys, and they hate it. They hate the success. They hate the success so much because they hate themselves, because that they know that they couldn't do it on their own. They know that they could never live up to what we're doing. They couldn't even begin to take the first step to get to what we're doing and achieve any sort or any level of greatness in their own life. And that's why they're trying to take away from us. Now, guys, I know I have a sneaking suspicion where this is going to go. I know that this is going to cause a lot more hardship for our family. This has happened to another channel, Dustin Dean, which has now changed his name to Dustin Dean Outlaw Homesteader. Guys, this happened to him. For months, they targeted him. They fought him. They drug him into court. People called CPS on his family. You can see the way the guy treats his kids on video. And they called CPS on his family. And CPS came while his kids were at school. And they took his kids and they questioned his kids in private. They questioned his kids alone. They had one man alone with his kids. That shit ain't happening here. That's not gonna happen. You can see what we do out here on these videos. You can see the life that we lead out here. But I know that this isn't the end of it. I know that whatever scumbag, low-life piece of shit did all of this to our family, I know that they're not gonna stop because they can't. It's not in them to say, oh, I didn't hurt him. I didn't hurt him enough. I gotta keep going. And guys, we all know what this person is. We've all met these people. They're scumbags. When they see someone happy, when they see someone doing well, they attack them and they go after them. And, you know, and they always do it from the shadows. It's never face to face. It's never just out in the open, because at their soul, they're just absolute cowards. And I know the coward's watching, and I don't care. And I hope you take all of my words to heart, and I hope you self-reflect and realize that really you're a piece of shit. And it's not going to change you because you won't. You don't have the ability to self-reflect because you just deny everything in your heart as to how big of a piece of shit you are. But they're not going to stop us. Guys, you're not going to stop me. You're not going to stop me. A couple of battles, a couple of trips to court. This life that I'm providing my family, this life that Shelby and I are living is so great. It's such a tight-knit family. Our marriage is so strong because of the life that we live. We don't have one of those marriages where we pretend to be happy. We have one of those marriages where we're genuinely happy and working together to build something as a family unit. And my kids are so happy with what we're doing, and they love the life that we provide them. And we try so hard every day to wake up and win Parent of the Year with our kids. Our kids are our main focus, and we know that we have 18 years to raise our kids up to be good people. And then after that, you know, they're out into the world. And the last thing I'd want to do is raise a piece of shit like this guy. It's the last thing I'd want to do. Could you imagine putting all this effort into a kid to get someone who has zero self-esteem, that they try to attack someone who's up? They try to attack someone who's doing something great. It's crazy to me. It's not surprising, guys. It's disheartening, really. It's sad to see anyone turn out to be that way, you know, and it's being so miserable with your own life that you choose to drag others down. So we're not taking this channel away, guys. That first 10-15 minutes of the video was just to allow that piece of shit to feel good about himself for just a little bit longer. Just give him a little inkling of what, you know, he could be tasting in life if he just changed his ways. I know the person's local. Guys, they navigated their way around a system here locally where they can anonymously go in and narc on your neighbor to the planning department, where you don't have to, you know, you can hide in your shadow and mess with your neighbor and hopefully create some turmoil. And this is coming from someone just sitting on their ass and doing nothing with their life, you know, and they're just miserable. But I know that they're local. I got a sneaking suspicion who it could be. There's a couple of possible culprits, because like I said, Shelby and I we don't deal with, you're not in our life if you're not a good person. If you're not we hold people to a high standard because we hold ourselves to a high standard. And so, you know, we've only ran into a couple people that we may have pissed off. And, you know, one of them might be a land developer, maybe not. One of them could be, yeah, you know, it doesn't matter. So two or three people that I would suspect would even do it, and it doesn't even. They're absolute cowards at heart. They're not people that would face me face to face. Any issue we've had out here and dealt with out here, I've dealt with head on and face to face like a man. You know, and these cowards just hide. They hide and they make their anonymous phone calls, and they bask in their moments of glory, but really they just pity themselves so damn bad because they're just pieces of shit. Yeah. Crazy. Sue Plummer, I really appreciate that. You guys don't have to send us a dime. You know, this is our problem, and I didn't get the permit, and it's my mistake, and it'll be fixed. You know, we're not out here trying to get away with anything. It's just upsetting that somebody would look at what we do here on YouTube and try to ruin that for everybody. You know, try to take away from you guys, try to get us to want to kill this channel. You know, and guys, there's a part of me who knows that by showing you guys a lot of what we do out here, we could in fact cause a lot of problems for ourselves, just like this did. You know, with no YouTube, there's no letter. This would have never happened. Yeah, so we're not going anywhere, guys. We're gonna keep showing you guys videos, and for all of you guys sending us super chats, I saw them rattling off, guys. I really appreciate it. I love, you know, and that person is gonna hate the fact that they just sat here and watched you guys give, and watched you guys come together as a community, and watched you guys give back to this channel, and it's just gonna eat at their soul, because what they tried to do, that evil they tried to inject into this channel, it didn't work. It's not gonna happen. You know, it's just not. You didn't do anything. You cost me maybe $200. Guys, I think the permit for this tiny place is gonna cost $200-300. You know. But it sucks. It sucks. You know, we've dealt with threats on this channel. We've dealt with assholes saying whatever, and we take precautions for that. You guys know I carry everywhere I go, and I expect to defend my family anywhere I go. And I know that these people, for the most parts, are absolute cowards, and they're not going to do shit. But we prepare for the ones who might try me. We prepare for that kind of stuff. So this isn't a surprise to me. You don't have me beat. You don't have this family beat. You can't even compete with this family. So keep watching the videos and keep hitting the thumbs down, because it's all you're good for. So to the rest of you guys, I really appreciate you guys coming here tonight. I really appreciate you guys watching. Guys, know that there's other channels that deal with this stuff, and know that there's people who might have a ton of information that they want to share with you one day, but they see this and say, I'm not going to jeopardize my family. Don't think that there aren't people out there afraid of it. You know, when we first started going off, when we went off grid, we were nervous laws may prohibit us from doing so. You know, it was something that we thought about. It was something we were worried about. And it's a big deal, you know, when you worry about your family being negatively affected, you know, and these assholes who try to call CPS on people's families and get their kids taken away because they're such pieces of shit. If you turned around and look at your kids, you'd probably realize you raised a couple pieces of shit yourself because you were too busy being a piece of shit. These are the kinds of people we're dealing with, guys. That's it. Guys, I'm not too hung up on this, honestly. Like, I know I'm ranting. I'm a little pissed off. I was more pissed off that someone actually came onto my property. Possibly. He didn't. He told me he didn't. You know, the guy's a good guy, and I don't know if he's watching this. I'm not going to put his name out there. I know that he's doing his job. I'm sure he's got a family to take after too. And I don't fault the guy, but I just want to share something with you guys really quick to give you a mindset of the kind of person that I am. You know, he made the comment like, man, when I knew it was you, I didn't want to have to do anything. You know, I didn't want to have to send you a letter. I didn't even want to have to bother you because I see what your family's doing and you guys aren't bothering anyone. And I was so upset that someone even bothered you guys and caused me to do this, but I got to do my job. And I can't fault the guy for doing his job. I know so many people just try to take care of their families. And I know a lot of people have shitty jobs that they hate. But guys, love your neighbor beyond just your immediate neighbor, you know? If you see people, You know, if you see people who are doing great, don't be a cause of a negative effect in their life. You know, where he makes the point, you know, I'm just, I gotta, I gotta take care of my family. He didn't say that, but I'm assuming he has a family to take care of. Understand that I'm taking care of my family as well. I'm doing what I feel called to do, where I should be in life and how I should be taking care of my family as well. You know, and you're in a place where now you've negatively affected my family. I didn't speed down the road. I didn't kick in someone's door and steal their stuff. Guys, I'm operating in the middle of the woods on 20 acres, surrounded by nobody and nothing. You know, fundamentally, there's a problem there. There's an issue there. You know, guys, and I hate to say it, but people who hide behind, I'm just doing my job. The Nazis said the same thing during the Nuremberg trials. That was, hey, I was just following orders. Hey, I'm just doing my job. Yeah, I don't know, man. You know, maybe you should get a new job. Maybe you should do something different where you're not negatively affecting people's lives. And that's hard to say, and I understand that's unfair to say, and I almost hate to say it because the guy was such a nice guy. He was a good guy, you know, but, you know, we need to put ourselves in positions that, where we don't negatively affect people in our lives, you know, and a lot of people who work for the government are collecting a paycheck and saying, hey, I'm just collecting a paycheck. I'm just doing my job. If your job makes this world a shittier place, maybe you shouldn't do it. You know, maybe you should take a stand. But that's the kind of guy I am, guys. I'll take a stand and I'll do what's right. And if that means that, you know, if that means that it puts me in a place where it doesn't benefit my family, I'll give you guys an example. I was once told by an employer that I couldn't take the day off to go to my, a job I really liked too. I really enjoyed it. A life event, guys. I'd never get that back. He told me, no, I can't go. I went. I told him to kick rocks. I said, well, I don't need your job, and I don't need anyone like you in my life either. If you don't understand what it means to be a good person and make those right decisions, don't need anything to do with you or your business. I want no part of being around shitty people. I will not support shitty people. I won't support shitty businesses. I quietly take my stand most of the time. There's certain businesses I won't even go into because of their public values, you know, and I take a stand on stuff, guys, and that's how I am. I know that's a lot to ask other people to do, but sometimes you just got to take a stand. You know, you got to stand up for what is right. So, speaking of what is right, I don't agree with the idea of having to pay for permits. And this isn't what this is about, because all I did was not pay for the permit based off the fact that I didn't think I had to. But guys, permits are extortion, 100%. That is the city just getting a little piece of whatever you're doing and making sure they get money out of it. It's exactly how the mob operates. You know, the threat of we'll jail you. We will take your body and we will stick you in a jail and we'll take you from your family and we'll. I'm not an animal. I'm not an animal to be caged for anybody. You know, none of these guys aren't my principal. I owe them nothing. They didn't buy this land. They didn't do anything to this land. They're not out here working the land. Yet they want money when I try to just make it better, when I try to build something for my family, and then we go off grid. You know, we're doing something for the earth. If you happen to be strongly about, you know, the earth and polluting the earth, we didn't even tie to the grid. I'd say we're doing better. We're taking a stand. You know, yeah, we are the minority, and that causes blowback from the government, because nobody likes when someone steps out of line. You know, when one of the sheep get out of line, no, they don't like that at all. So I don't expect that this will be the last that we will hear from government officials, guys. I think that now we're probably going to wind up being targeted for a little bit. It is what it is, you know. If God wants me here at this time, then we're here at this time. I'm here at this time, and whatever we're about to deal with, I'm going to take head on. Yeah, so, you know, whatever you got to do. If you don't stand for anything, you know, you're going to wind up dying for nothing, guys. And I believe in what we're doing. I believe in what we're doing out here. I believe in how I'm taking care of my family. I believe what we're doing is right. I believe what we're doing is a huge change. I believe what we are doing is kind of breaking that cycle and breaking of, you know, the things that sort of lead to the destruction of this the country, the thing that leads to the destruction of the family unit, that leads to the destruction of morality in our country. You know, it seems like we're on a downward slide, and I have every intention to be an example of the change that I want to see in the world. So that's what I'm going to continue doing, guys. That's it. That's it for me. I'm done talking about it. I'm going to keep you guys updated on everything that happens from now on. I really appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate so much for all of you that gave to the Super Chats tonight. I appreciate all of you who couldn't give to the Super Chats tonight and really wanted to. It's not easy to give away money in this economy. It's not easy to give away money at this time where we're at. You know, it's expensive to be here, guys, and I completely understand that. So for all of you who may or may not feel guilty about being able to donate, please don't. Your support of watching this channel is all we need. Growing this channel into something bigger gives us all a voice to stand up to this kind of bullshit. So, you know, it's all I can ask for from all of you guys. So guys, I am done. I am done tonight. I appreciate it. I managed to do it in half a beer. That's pretty dang good. Guys, I appreciate your support. There's 384 people. I think we hit 500. We've never done that before. I appreciate it, guys. So thank you. Good night. Be good to one another. Stop narking on your friends, your neighbors. Watch out for one another.